I'm Marcos Nájera.
And I'm Melanie Keller.
With NewsWrap, a summary of some of the news in or affecting LGBTQ communities around the world for the week ending August 13th, 2022. Sexual Minorities Uganda is out of business by order of the government. SMUG has been the leading queer advocacy group in one of the world's most anti-queer countries since 2004. It's been trapped in a Ugandan catch-22 with the Registrar of Companies for a decade. The registrar rejected Sexual Minorities Uganda's non-governmental organization application because of its undesirable name. The disqualification also said that SMUG seeks to advocate for the rights and well-being of lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer persons, which persons are engaged in activities labeled criminal acts under the Penal Code. SMUG lost a challenge to that 2012 NGO registration rejection in a lower court. It's still waiting for an appeals court ruling, but on August 6th, the nation's NGO Bureau ordered SMUG to cease operations with immediate effect. Why? Because it's not a registered NGO. Longtime leader Dr. Frank Mugisha has been running the group as an association instead of an NGO to stay under the radar. As he told the Associated Press, "This means that the life-saving work we do is on hold. We can't protect and support vulnerable LGBT people. The background, of course, is homophobia and transphobia." Mugisha told the BBC, "The politicians are using the LGBT community as a scapegoat to gain support and win votes, and it is fueling homophobia." The East African nation's president, Yoweri Museveni, has led Uganda's homophobic charge since coming to power in 1986. He has a history of calling queer people born abnormal and disgusting. Consensual adult same-gender sex is an unnatural offense under Ugandan law, punishable by up to life in prison. Defiant SMUG members vowed in a tweet, "We shall be back."
The Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration has issued new regulations denying Medicaid coverage to transgender young people for gender-affirming care. Medicaid is a federal and state program that helps with the health care costs for people with limited income. Coverage will now be denied for puberty blockers, hormones and hormone antagonists, and other procedures that alter primary or secondary sexual characteristics. Trans adults seeking those treatments or gender reassignment surgery are also out of luck. The new regulations follow last week's recommendations from the state's Board of Medicine to ban gender-affirming care for trans minors. Dr. Joseph A. Ladapo is Florida's state surgeon general, hastily appointed by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis to support his deadly anti-mask, anti-vaccine approach to the COVID pandemic. Outside the medical board meeting on gender-affirming care, Ladapo told Miami's WPLG-TV,
I'm grateful that the governor has decided that it was important to take a stand here.
Once they're adults, they can do what they want. But minors simply do not have the mental capacity to make these life-altering decisions.
Presidential wannabe DeSantis has been building his political fortunes on the backs of LGBTQ people. He pushed Florida's infamous Don't Say Gay law through the Republican-dominated legislature, then went after the Walt Disney Company for denouncing it. DeSantis gleefully supported state laws banning trans girls and women from competing in school athletic events and forcing trans people to use sex-segregated public facilities based on their birth certificate gender. Democratic State Representative Anna Eskamani condemned the impetus behind the new Medicaid restrictions.
To just vote to move forward with this clearly politically motivated transphobic rule is a slap in the face to every Floridian here.
Jeanette Jennings is the mother of a trans kid. She talked about the dire consequences of the new rules.
When you say to them, you can't wear this, you can't wear that, there's no doctors that'll treat you, they become suicidal.
Florida's new regulations denying Medicaid support for gender-affirming health care are set to take effect on August 21st. A number of queer and progressive legal advocates are vowing to challenge them in court.
An 8-year-old transgender girl and her parents are going to fight a Tennessee bathroom bill in federal court. The law prevents trans public school students and staff from using sex-segregated campus restrooms and changing rooms according to their gender identity. A private law firm and the Human Rights Campaign filed the lawsuit on August 4th on behalf of parents AH and EH and daughter DH. It rejects the assertion by DH's elementary school that it provided her with the legally required reasonable alternatives to using the girls' facilities. Instead, the lawsuit describes DH having to clean those restrooms covered in human waste before using them. Because of the law, DH was forced to out herself as transgender in front of other students and janitorial staff. The filing also claims that DH has suffered serious bullying from some of her classmates. A previous challenge to the 2021 law was dismissed when the plaintiffs moved out of state. A U.S. federal court has already struck down another Tennessee bathroom law. It required businesses to post warning signs if trans people were allowed to use the restroom based on their gender identity.
Queer people and their allies in Montreal spontaneously marched with LGBTQ pride on August 7th after the official parade was abruptly canceled. Organizers claimed that they were forced to cancel the event at the last minute because they were unable to recruit enough security people. But hundreds of rainbow flag-waving people hit the streets anyway. Montreal Pride Executive Director Simon Gamache told reporters that his group isn't immune from human resources issues. Police officials, however, said in a statement, "Like every year, we were ready to oversee the event." Indeed, insistent Pride goers gave the cooperative police officers an event to oversee, clearing a path for an impromptu march through downtown Montreal. Several marchers who spoke to the Montreal Gazette recalled that Pride began as a protest. Beatrice Pichet said, "There's a feeling of that still here today. People are a bit frustrated about corporate pride and what that means in the queer community. So for people to be out here marching today, despite the parade officially being canceled, it means a lot." Mayor Valérie Plante was also shocked by the last-minute cancellation of the official march. She told a news conference, "I had on my pink suit. I was looking forward to walking with Montrealers in the most important LGBTQAI2+ parade in North America." Montreal Pride's Gamache said that a replacement event of some sort might be organized.
Finally, a Southwest Louisiana preschooler has been barred from entering kindergarten by her Christian elementary school. When 5-year-old Zoe's parents died, her biological aunt Emily Parker and Emily's wife Jennifer formally adopted her. Now, officials at DeQuincy, Louisiana's Bible Baptist Academy say that Zoe cannot return to the school. The couple explained to Lake Charles, Louisiana TV station KPLC,
"On the 3rd, we adopted her, and we went to open house, we got the uniforms, we got the fees, and the pastor started talking about gender identification and that they teach the words of the Lord and marriage is between a man and a woman, and
because of our lifestyle choices,
they didn't think this was a good fit."
She lost her father, she lost her mother, and now she's losing her school, which she loves very much.
After Zoe's story became public, a number of other Christian schools in the area reached out to the Parkers. Jennifer said, "The whole community of DeQuincy has showed us what it is to be a good Christian and to not preach hate like this. They are the reason why we kept faith." Zoe will now be going to the Hamilton Christian School in Lake Charles. And since God works in mysterious ways, her mom says her new school is a little closer, and it's a new opportunity for Zoe to make new friends.
That's NewsWrap, global queer news with attitude for the week ending August 13th, 2022. Follow the news in your area and around the world. An informed community is a strong community.
NewsWrap is written by Greg Gordon, edited by Lucia Chappelle, produced by Brian DeShazer, and brought to you by you.
Thank you. Help keep us in ears around the world at thiswayout.org, where you can also read the text of this newscast and much more.
And you can read the transcript and listen to NewsWrap each week by subscribing to our This Way Out radio channel on YouTube. For This Way Out, I'm Marcos Nájera. Stay healthy.
And I'm Melanie Keller. Stay safe.
This Way Out delivers LGBTQ news and culture to more than 150 local communities on radio stations around the world. And we are also a free online news service.
You can choose your favorite way to listen, online or on the air, at thiswayout.org.
Please sign up for our free e-newsletter, Inside This Way Out.
We'll respect your trust in us and make sure your personal information is never shared with others.
Just send us an email at info@thiswayout.org to receive the informative and unique addition to the show.
You'll be invited to join us for a more in-depth look into our stories and be encouraged to learn more about This Way Out's 3 decades of broadcast activism.
We hope you choose to join us in celebration of LGBTQ history and culture.
Email us at info@thiswayout.org to join the movement.
We'll make sure you always know what's going on inside This Way Out.